Great cup of tea. Coming up on today's Retro Robin Show, we're still in 1987. Yes, we're going to crash issue number 41 June. We're hopefully going to re-review 8 more games, and we're going to have round 3 of Commodore versus Spectrum. Yeah, so what time is it? Well, I've said that before, and I'll say it again. It's not Chico time, it's Titles time on the Retro Robin Show. Coming up now. Hello, welcome to the Retro Robin Show with me, Wayne, and if you love a bit of 8-bit, well, I'm back. So, what's on today's show? Well, we're going to do a part 2 to Crash issue number 41, 1987. That's right, and of course we're also going to have round 3 of Commodore versus Spectrum. Remember, in the first show we had the Spectrum with a victory, with an amazing knockout of Amorotti, which was isometric compared to the 2D version of Commodore. And then of course in round 2, Guts for the Commodore was a better version than the Spectrum one, helped along with of course the SID sound. So what's going to be in round 3? Is it going to be Commodore this time round or Spectrum? Well, that's towards the end of the show. In the meantime, we're going to re-review, hopefully, if time is forbidding, about 8 games from this great Crash issue. That's the mirror image of it. Just get a mirror and no, it wouldn't work with it. In the meantime, my computer of choice today is the grey case, 128k plus 2. Or is it? Yeah, well, it's called plus 2, isn't it? Yeah. Is it the dark case? Is the plus 2A and there's a plus 2B? I don't know. These things sort of go out of my mind as you get older. So, in the meantime, let's get on with today's show and start by having a look at the first games. And of course, the peripheral I've got plugged into the back today, of course, is the V2 smart card, which is where I've kept all my files on for this particular show. I don't always use the V2 smart card. Sometimes I use I even use the tape loader. Yeah, I even use the tape loader. So, what can I tell you about today's first game? Well, it was from Firebird. It was a budget game. It cost $1.99. The author was J. Bond. His first name was James. And it's coming up now. And as you can see it on the screen there, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll zoom in so as you get a nice big picture. Time for some Retro Robin's dodgy camera work. And I think that should be sufficient for today. Oh look, I've been stamped. What have I ever changed, you know? Right then, there's the name of the game. Shall we load the snap or the tap? I think we'll go for the tap. And I've prepared today if I don't know the keys. Dior. It's getting used, it's getting abused. It's going to be joystick broken, but you know, that's it. There's the game for you. That's the loading screen, of course, as well as the game. It's quite colourful. And okay, so what did Crash say of this game before we move on any further? Let's give you the rating, shall we? So, presentation they gave 73%, which at the moment looks pretty fair. Graphics they gave 70%. The playability they gave 57%, which, you know, is open to debate. I've already played this game, obviously. A bit of research by Retro Robins. Oh no, that doesn't normally happen either, does it? Well, you know, sometimes I have to. Addictive quality is 54%. Value for money is 66%. At £1.99. Why is that not higher? £1.99. There are games that I bought for £10 that ain't as good as this one. But, you know, no. Overall rating 63%. So they gave it a 6 out of 10. So, first thing you notice, nice colourful screen there. I love it when they do that with the name of the game, the way it rotates up and that. So yeah, we're going to set the difficulty level for me, and as you know, I'm an absolute expert on these games, so I'm going to put it on extremely hard. What do you mean? That's hard, isn't it? Have you ever played this on easy? It's really hard, I'm telling you. Take it from retro. Right, redefine the keys. I don't know. Do we need to redefine the keys? Because we could use the joystick, couldn't we? Let's go redefine the keys, just in case. Right, so it tells you basically go that way, which I like really, because it sort of and we're using the keyboard, so I'm going to put 2. And let's play the game. No real AY sound in this game. First thing you do is you select which way you want to go. You can choose that cell or that square. I think we'll choose this one. And then of course, to get over them you've got to really bounce. And if you bounce too hard, well then it could be the end. And basically everything that moves kills you. And you don't want to get on that there, because it will eject you up and you're basically going to be dead. Oh, I've miraculously survived. I'm bouncing all over the place. I didn't choose that one last time round, did I? I'm going to keep to the path. I'm not going to try and jump over a gap, because I know if I tried that it would have go very, very, very wrong. One big jump for man. Oh, how did I survive that? Well, it's because I'm skillful. No, I didn't do that. Well, that is ridiculous. Let's try a different one. Okay, let's try this different screen. Whoa! Oh, God, it's tough. I'll try that one again. You see those like rotating disc things which I haven't got to yet? Which I will get to. You've got to click on each one of them and then get to the exit and move on to the next one. And I could get my first one here. Yep, there you go. So you want to hold down the button to get a bigger bounce. When your bounce is big enough, you should be able to go up the next level. Okay, then I guess not. I guess I'm going to have to do this the hard way. Which means every way that... Wait till I'm out of the way, give it a big jump, leap of faith, and there's my second one. And you know what? I'm not going to be too close with that. I was brave, wasn't I? So, 63%. No, I thought it was way better than that Crash, honestly. I enjoyed playing it. I have got through a couple of levels, and you have to make it obviously as many as you can to clear. And I'm going to give that an 8 out of 10. One for you to try. So let's move on to the next game. So, what can I tell you about this game? Well, it's by Ultimate. It's £9.95. The author was Ashby Computer. Oh, well, it's just a name for them, really, wasn't it? And of course, the game is Bubbler, which we'll find now. And of course, you can redefine the old keys. But we're not going to do that today. We're going to use the joystick, shall we? Yep, so. Press A for player 1, press B for player 2. And I forgot how to... there we go. Joystick Kempston. And then you press 0 to start. Stage 1. It's another isometric game. You can fly on this one, can't you? So why am I moving? Come on, Kempson, you're supposed to be helping me out here. Perhaps I should go back to keys quickly. I've paused it. Better restart the game and try the keys, eh? So I've kind of worked this out. You've got to sort of that thing to push forwards and move in the right direction. You have to move that dial. Okay, shall we start again? I find it tough, to be honest. Quick drinking me. You see that directional dial in the corner just down there? I'm going to rotate it all the way around it. You sort of have to put that in the direction you want to go. It's also the direction you'll fire in. If you hold down the fire button, you will fire in that direction. And if you don't hurry up and get up those slopes and whatever, you sort of, whoops, sort of die quickly. But and it's quite tough. I've got to drop down some sort of tube somewhere which will bring me out there, almost like a marble effect. So what do I think of the game? Well, I've got to be honest, it's rock hard. It really is rock hard. It's well done. Don't know what to say. What should I give that a rating as? So of course it got a 63% overall rating, and no, sorry, it got a 78% overall rating. Value for money was 71%. I don't know about that because it was actually £9.95. Addictive qualities were 82%. Playability was 74%. Not to me because I found it really tough, but you know. I suppose if I got into it and give it a real good go, I'm not having the time nowadays, life gets in the way. Graphics 88% and presentation 87%. So, presentation 87, graphics 88, playability 74, addictive qualities 82, value for money 71%, overall rating 78%, effectively 8 out of 10. I'm not going to agree with Crash on that one, I didn't like it that much. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. So, we'll move on to the next game. So as I hit the button for the next game, we're going to have a look at next, of course, is... oh, great one. The first game of the day by Codemasters. There are 2 games we'll be featuring on today's show. I'll tell you a little bit about this game. You can probably make out the title. Let me just do a bit more retro Robin's dodgy camera work. Is that clear enough today? Got to watch it because the autofocus sometimes kicks back on and starts playing up a little bit, you know. So, what we're going to tell you about this game? Well, yep, it was a budget game, $1.99. A couple of amateur coders by the name of Phil and Oliver. Sorry, Phil, Oliver. Great coders, actually. The Dizzy series by them, of course, coded this. The game is, of course, Ghost Hunters. So, what did Crash make of this? And I believe it's got sound, so we'll let that play for a second and put that one on pause. Yeah, well, they gave it 74% presentation, graphics 70%, and playability they gave it 78%. Addictive quality 78%, same as the playability, really, wasn't it? Value for money 82%. Its overall rating was 77%. But we're going to play this straight away, and of course you can P for define controls. Kempston yes on the first one. And of course I'm just going to press any old key for the second one because we're not going to play 2 players. Because you can play 2 players where one controls the target and you control the main men. But if you're playing 1 per player, you press the hold the fire button down to control the target and then just walk around the maze. I'll quickly get through this. It used to be a long, great game. Each time you collect an object, it starts something moving. Like for instance, you've just collected that, which will start that moving. And the idea is to try and keep your terror meter down. So as soon as you see a bad guy appear, oh, thanks for that. Hold the fire button down and kill anything like grasping hands, etc. Of course, in the actual game itself, there isn't very much sound, but apart from the sound of the... Ooh, let me terror me to get too high, aren't I? So, yeah. And the idea is basically you work around the house, collecting various objects to open different parts of the house in order to get to the top. Like, for instance, you'll need to collect that flashing item there and that flashing item at the bottom as well, in order for new doors to be opened and lifts to be working. But yeah, it's a great game. So what do I think of it? Well, I loved it, I'll be honest, and I think it was a fantastic game. I'd have gave that a crash smash personally. So I'm going to give that the full Retro Robins 10 out of 10 treatment. That's one worth playing if you've not played it before. Give it a go, give it a try. Shall we move on to the next game then? Indeed we shall. Right, so that was valued at £1.99, and guess what? The next game also is valued at £1.99. And of course it is not that one, it's this one. Oh, I thought I pressed to go there. Well, it's a live show, isn't it? Coronas! I hope I said that right. Probably not. Right, bring back the AY sound, because this hasn't got much sound. Always has. It's got that bit at the start. Nothing major. Okay. I'll prefer the boss to come music. So we're going to go for 2 Kempston joystick. And we're going to 5 start the game. Okay, I'm pressing any key. Oh. As you can see, it's a side-scrolling shoot 'em up. I like the way the things absolutely detonate and explode. And you've got to time that beam to get through it first time. Is to, as soon as you see it disappear, get there, just zap yourself ahead. The thing about this game, wherever you die is wherever you start from. It's not as colourful as R-Type, but it ain't a bad game in all. But we're not here to watch me play it, so I'll end up dying a few times now while I tell you about the rating. Okay, so by Mastertronic, retail price £1.99. And of course the presentation was 78%, the graphics was rated at 67%, playability 56%, addictive quality 54%, value for money 63% at £1.99. What more could you ask for? Overall rating was 55%, so they effectively gave it a 5 out of 10. I thought it was better than that. I'm going to give that a 7 out of 10. One for you to try if you've not seen it before, give it a go. Let's move on to another game. Get as many as we can in today in the short time that we've got. And of course the next one is, it's going to be a spy versus spy game. And of course I've played this, and I'll be honest, I don't think it's as good as the first one. It's a little bit slow. I mean, like, look how, you know, before the first one was going from room to room. This is like a slow scrolling game. It's got a bit more colour, but it's too draggy. I mean, yeah, I'll fall down a hole in a minute, and once you fall down a hole, you've got to try and get yourself out. But yeah, he's laying various traps around the island. There you go. I'm in a pit that I need to get out of. But yeah. So what do I think about it? Well, first of all, let's tell you what Crash thought about Spy vs Spy. They rated the presentation at 71 cent. Oh, by the way, the producer was Datable, spelled D-A-T-A-B-Y-T-E, and Mike Riddell, I hopefully said that right, was the author. And of course the presentation was 71, graphics was of course 51, playability 46, addictive quality is 56, value for money 49%, and overall rating 53%. Of course it was £8.95. So 5 out of 10 by Crash, really. And I'm going to totally agree with that. I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10. So sorry. yeah, I'm going to say 5 out of 10. I didn't think it was as good as the first one. So if you're going to play a Spy vs Spy game, play the first one. It's worth a try. Let's move on to the next game. Get the second one from Codemasters in, shall we? Oh no, we've missed one. We'll go down to this one, shall we? We'll go down to Cosmic Shock Absorber. So what can I tell you about Cosmic Shock Absorber? Well, I'll tell you what, Martech, well, I've never heard of them as a producer before, but nevertheless, it was £7.95 to purchase back in the day. Presentation 58%, graphics 43%, playability 32%, addictive qualities 39%, value for money 37%, and of course overall rating 36%. So this, according to that, it's going to be rubbish. There's your loading screen. And I think we'll go straight for the Kempston, shall we? Okay, and then of course, yeah, I am firing, and you can sort of hit, but it's very flickery. You sort of got to have things fairly in line. You will see ships come up as well. And those little lines you can see are me firing, but see if I can destroy one of them. Oh. If you get them in view, you just hit the fire button. There you go, I've got a couple. Got him. Well, it's a little bit of a disappointment, to be honest, if you'd have paid, well, if you'd have paid that price for it. So, low rating by Crash, and certainly going to be not such a low rating. Crash give it a 36%. I say it's a bit better than that. I'll give it 5 out of 10 just to be kind to it, and the end sequence is pretty good, isn't it? Moving on. I'm not going to rate that too much more. Right, the second one from Codemasters today. I quite like this game as well. It is, of course, and there's plenty of tap files on this, Super Robin Hood. £1.99 this would have cost you. That to me is a bargain. Oh, let's pause the AI sound here a second. And I've got to be honest, the bleeper sound for this is really, really good. In fact, I'm going to leave it play for a minute or two while I tell you the ratings. By Mark Bullock was the author. Super Robin Hood, I always thought it was all twins, maybe they was also involved. And the presentation was 65%, the graphics was 66%, playability was rated at 53%, which is middle of the road, so maybe it isn't that easy to play. Addictive quality is 45%, that's quite low to be honest. Value for money is 63%, well to be honest at £1.99 it deserved to be higher value for money than that. Well, I think so anyways. And overall it had a 52% rating. I thought it was better than that, but alright, we'll have a look at the game. So we'll go for O for options. Do you want the music? Yes. Do you want the sound? Yes. Do you want a joystick? Yes. Press 1 for Kempston, 2 for Sinclair, or 3 for the last option. We're going to go to Kempston. And then you press any key to start. Because there's no AI sound, I'm just going to press start, so yeah. So, you start by collecting that key, of course, and you make your way around by a fairly big maze. And I've never achieved it. I've never jumped on that. Of course, if you fall too far, you can die. So yeah. I think there's the first item I can collect. You can't kill him. Oh, and because I decided to run into him, I lost a bit of energy as well. But that heart there will replenish your energy. Ah, I'm lucky I landed on the ladder, really, didn't I? Oh. I just want to jump over from there, I think. Oh dear. You've got to time it right. So, I like the use of the sprites. It's a little bit similar to Ghost Hunters, isn't it? So maybe this is something to do with the Oliver Twins. I ain't 100% sure. But definitely, there you go, I've just died. Just lost a life. I've got further than that. I have played it quite a bit and I was quite impressed with it. So, do I agree? I think it's better than 52% personally. So I'm disagreeing with Crash on this occasion. And I'm going to give that. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10 because when you get into it, it ain't a bad game at all. It's not too hard to control and the graphics are quite good. And it's got a great bleeper sound at the start. So, moving on to the next game. Stop that playing up. So what am I going to give that a rating as? Well, to be honest, Super Rod number 5 out of 10. I thought it was better than that. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. I hope you agree. Let's move on to the last game of today. Before we move on to the next feature. And I reviewed this in my Cowboys 1, my Western special. And of course I will be posting on Facebook towards in the middle of this week. I will be doing a Retro Robin's Christmas special where we review all games to do with Christmas. So please take part, suggest games that I should have a look at, and hopefully I can put a show together for you, a festive type show on the Retro Robin Show. This is the game in question. Express Rider by US Gold. The value for money was not exactly going to be high because he was £7.95. And of course, presentation was 66%, graphics was 59%, playability was 59%, addictive qualities was 45%, value for money 38%, and I kind of agree with that because it's expensive. See, if that was at £4.95 or £5, fine, but they either went from £1.99, £2.99, £9.99. You know what I mean, or $8.99, but there was, why wasn't there more in between values? I don't know. Overall rating 47%. Which, do we want to select joystick? Well, we can use keys because you can define them. No, because I pressed the wrong button. It happens. Get ready. First thing you've got to do is you've got to defeat him and get to the train. Now you've got to get to the end of the train. Pretty easy to get these first two levels out of the way. So as you work your way to the front of the train, I won't be able to take too many more bullets, I'm afraid. So what do you think? I've got to be honest, I think graphically it's quite good. I mean, I like the sprites. I also like how easy it is. Well, I would do, wouldn't I? I'm at the front of the train. The next section you have to ride the horse and get away from the place, but yeah. I'm not going to play too long now because we want to move on to the last bit of the show, don't we? Gives you a little tune, but yeah. So as soon as you appear, you need to fire at them. Avoid any bullets that are coming your way. Oh, that was a close one, wasn't it? Oh, and I'm done for. Okay. Well, I thought that was a low rating of 47%. I thought it was a much better game than that. And value for money, well, yeah, because it was so expensive, I kind of agree there. You may disagree, it might be a game that you like, try it out, it's worth a go. For a Spectrum, I think it's well done. That shadow was a bird that just went flying past my window. I've got the curtains open. So, what do I think of that time? Well, they've effectively got it just below 5 out of 10. Well, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10 because I think it's not bad at all. So, pausing the AY sound. It's time for today's big feature. Coming up now. Get ready, Spectrum versus Commodore. So the two games we're going to compare today is, of course, 1942, a classic arcade shoot 'em up, and we're going to compare the Commodore version to the Spectrum version and see which one comes out the best. So, with a clever, meanwhile, this is the loading screen for the Commodore, and it's by Elite. So, a little bit of editing. While it's loading, we'll get ready and we'll go to the Spectrum. We'll review the Spectrum one first. Clever bit of editing. Give me 2 minutes, I'll be back right with you. So we're going to start with 1942 for the Spectrum. And I think we'll go for the Z80 file. So there's the game. Pretty decent layout, not too bad, reasonably colourful. We're going to go for, I might say Kempston, but I don't think Kempston will work. No, we'll try, but you can define your keys, which is always good. So let's have a look at this game, shall we? We're going to go one player. Well, it's not bad, but it's very colourful. Not sure about the red planes though. Scrolling's good. It's going to be a tough one for Commodore to beat this for a game. Commodore version, you better be good. Because you're going to get hammered. Spectrum's opening up a can of whoop ass. Oh. And it's whooping my ass right now. Oh dear me. I think I used to be quite good. Oh come on, I was trapped, weren't I? Get on with it. Good thing about this game is you do start off exactly where you die, so, you know, if you've... Well, I believe you do. I seem to be getting further than I did before, so I must be right. Now I must be starting from the start, hadn't I? Oh, I don't know, I don't play this option. Well, I've got my 4 bullets, which is going to destroy them bad boys quicker. It's a big plane. Oh, you can't see the bullets. You can't see the bullets sometimes. And of course the music in the background is separate to the game, because the game, let's pause that, shall we? All you've got effectively in this game is the firing sound, which you can hear. We've made it to the ship, that's good. We get to land, and that's the first level, club played. So, let's move on to the Commodore version. So there's the Commodore version. Straight away you've got a great AY sound, SID sound, not AY, SID. Commodore with a SID. Big text on the screen for the high scores. Alright, don't show off, Commodore. Nobody likes to show off. So let's play the game. Compare. Oh. And of course you got the music. It's actually playing quite fast. I mean the Spectrum one's fast. Oh, too fast. In fact, I crashed into him. I like the effect of the explosion. I like the graphical background. Oh come on. I'm going to hold the joystick. I am not leaving it that. Right, you're having it this time. We're going to open up a can of whoop ass. Here, hit, you're bleeding, man. I ain't got time to bleed. It's a quote from a movie, but do you know which one? Oh, don't panic, Wayne. Keep your calm. Oh, come on. Oh, I hate shooting ups. Calm. Serenity. Ah, we get a big plane. Oh, it turns red. What does it turn red for? Ah, scaring me, man. Oh, no. Oh. How do you even get a sad tune? I feel like crying. I must admit. Please tell me you can put more than 3 letters. No, it's a 3-letter thing. Oh man, I don't care. Rub it out. What they call the fighter pilots in the First, Second World War? Aces, weren't they? I'm gonna put ace. I know, it's not fitting, is it really? So, what do you think, guys? It's a tough one, to be honest, because the Spectrum version was good. The Commodore version is good. Enhanced with that sound. Are we going to let Commodore get away with this? Are we going to let them go 2-1 up on Spectrum? And me, a Crash Magazine, a Spectrumite? Are we going to lose the fight to them? Here comes my verdict. Yeah, I'm afraid to say. 2-1 Commodore. They narrowly pipped that though, to be fair, because the Spectrum version was really good, really playable, really enjoyable, even though I happen to be completely rubbish at it. But you don't expect anything less from me, do you? Let's be honest. I'm here to bring you some old games and bring them back to life, but on this occasion, sad to say, the Commodore boys, they gave us a bit of a black eye, but don't worry, Spectrum are going to have something to say about that, you Spectrum rights. Don't worry, there's a fight back coming. 2-1 down. So, the first one was won by Amorotti for the Spectrum, then Guts for the Commodore, and now 1942 for the Commodore, giving Commodore a 2-1 lead in round 3. Right, I do hope you enjoyed the show. Please remember to like, subscribe and share if you did. And as always, there are more shows coming up shortly, including the Christmas special from Retro Robbins. In the meantime, everybody have a good working week or weekend. It's bye from me, take care, and I'll see you again soon.